Hi everyone, welcome to Unix session. This is the first session and you all are welcome. I will try to explain the basic Unix commands in detail, and that will eventually help us into getting a deeper and deeper knowledge. Okay, so what is our today's agenda? So we will discuss in today's session about files and directories in Unix operating system and how we are going to deal with different commands. For example, listing of the files, how we'll understand the output of the listing, then different kinds of permissions, and then we will work around different commands which deals with files and directories. So agenda is very simple, but yes, for the beginners it is very helpful and it will be used throughout our programming environment. Okay, so let's begin. And so this is the Citrine terminal I'm using for demonstration purpose. So once we log in into environment, so you will see something like this. I'll just adjust my screen so that you will easily able to see it, and I'm hoping that this is visible to you. So now to start with, I must say that there are some rules which we need to follow when we operate with Unix operating system. So in Unix session 1, so first we need to start with how we will create file, then directory. Now important to know is Unix is case sensitive. This is very important when we practice it. Okay, so let's say I am giving a file name. So I am giving a file name. So different file names will be, let's say I will say the file name is first_01.txt. Yes, this is a valid file name. I can give just file name saying first.sh. Extension doesn't matter in Unix, okay, but it is used as a preferred way. It is generally given so that you will understand what is the content inside the file. Okay, or I'll say, so it is a mix of alphabet and numeric. It is good to have such a way, and we should avoid special characters like slash, exclamation, @ We should not give such kind of characters when naming a file in Unix. Okay, so I'll simply give _name.txt. Okay, so now let's look at, so I will go into detail in our further session, but let's begin. So I have a directory called Unix. I'll simply go into that directory here, as you can see on my screen, and I will create my first file. I will give the name as first.txt. So this is just for your demonstration purpose, and I think you'll get an idea so how to create a file in Unix. This is a simple way. Without any content, I am just adding a file name inside my directory. So let's say my working directory is Unix, and inside that I have created the file saying first.txt. Okay, I'll hit enter, and now I want to see whether, or I want to validate whether my file is really created or not. That's important, because as such, when you run any Unix command, it is not giving you answer whether it is success or failure, right? So that we'll see. So when we give some wrong command or the argument is passed wrongly, then it will throw error code. But at this point you have no idea whether your file is created really or not. So how to verify that? So for that we have to list all the files in our current directory. And how to do that? So the command for that is ls. So you need to understand this command very well because this will be used throughout your career. Okay, so ls is the command which we can use to list the files, different kind of files and directories. So directory, I can say, is also a type of file. Yes, so we can say a normal files are ordinary files, and there are these files like the directory files, the symbolic link files, that we'll going to explore further. So now how to do this? Using ls command. You can memorize this, saying it is okay, I want to list everything in the directory, so I will use ls command. Okay, list, so short form of list is ls. Okay, and then let's say I want to know whether my file is created or not, so I will pass this file name as an argument to this. Okay, so I'll say first.txt and I'll say enter. So yes, it is giving me the file. Okay, but now I also want to know whether this file is really it is created by me, or what kind of permissions I have given to this file, right? So then, or what is the size of this file in general? That's what we do, right? I want to see what is the size of my file, whether it is occupying so much memory. So that's the reason we need to double check it, yes, every time. So then that means we want to know more detail about the file. Okay, it is not just about name, but I want a full list, full detail about my file. So then I will use the options which are supported by this command. So what are different options? So there are multiple options, but we will cover the most frequently used in day-to-day activities in the project life cycle. So now for this detailed listing, what we'll do is we'll call the option. The options, you have to use the, here you can see the hyphen. Okay, and then there are different allowed options we have to pass. Let's say I have given some option which is not supported, then it will give you an error. Let's say I am giving an option called, okay, I know this is not supported, and then I will again give the name of the file. Okay, so this will complain that this is not a known option. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes you will get such kind of error message when you are giving wrong argument, wrong command on the Unix prompt, so on the shell. Yeah, so this is now we are interacting with one of the shell, and that's what we are like a user. As a user, I am sending command, and the commands are interacting with the operating systems. Okay, so now what is the valid command? So for that I have to use L. So L is giving full detail about the file. Now again I'll give the file name, and you will see it is typing something is coming now, but definitely this is not an error code. This is not having an error message, not like before, right? So now it is giving me something in different columns. So this is my first column, this is my second column, this is my third column, this is my fourth column, 6, this is about 7, 8, 9. So these are different columns. So what are these columns? So that we'll explore now. Okay, but at least you have to get an idea. So this is what it is done. Now when we talk about this, so this is, I'll just copy this in my notepad. So we'll simply copy this part. Okay, and now let me divide this. This is my first entry. Okay, and let me, for a reference, I will simply cut this. So this is my first column. Okay, so this is about permissions, type of file and permissions. So this first column gives me what is this type of file, and it also gives what all are the permissions on this file. We'll go into detail. Let's first bifurcate this. Second column, it gives number of links. Okay, generally if it is a normal file, it will have always one because there are no links associated to that. Then who is owner of file? Okay, the user. So this is the third column, right? Okay, then something called none. So this is because I am using not really a system, but this is for your understanding purpose. Yes, none. This is a group under which user present. So group of user again. So our group under which owner is there. So group of owner under which owner is there. Yeah. Then 0. What is this? 0. This is nothing but at this moment we have it is a file without any content. This is giving the size of the file. Then generally this entire column, there are 3 columns that you can say, but they are actually nothing but about the timestamp. Yes, some of the timestamp. And then we have next is our file name. Okay, so when we don't give the option, then we are getting output as only first.txt, right? As we can see here, when we don't give any option, then we are getting just a file name as our output. When we give the option as -l, then we are getting output with multiple columns. Okay, and these multiple columns we can say that contains these information. Okay, now first we'll go and understand about the directory, and then we'll come back and we'll go in detail about the first column, which is very important. And I think obviously currently everyone is thinking what this is all about. Okay, so now just for time being, you understand that the first hyphen, this means it is ordinary file. Okay, and the rest, so I have again bifurcated this, and the rest, these you can say there are 9 bits. You can say these 3, next 3, and again next 3. These are for permissions. Okay, yeah. So now, which means we have created the file with the name first.txt, which is an ordinary file, and this file has these permissions. Okay, now what all these permissions mean, that will cover once we'll go through our topics of directory listing and directory creation and all things. And then you can observe here that this is created with size as 0. Okay, because it does not contain any data. So first.txt, so if I just give a command to list the content of the file first.txt, it is returning nothing. That's the reason it is saying it is a file with the 0 size. The moment I enter anything in the file, it will have some size, and that will be reflected in the thing. So that will explore in the coming session. Thank you for watching, and we will in the next session we'll continue on the directory and leftover topics. Thanks.